Alright, so first thing I'm going to say is that if you're a support and you're warding to prevent a red steal, you want to put this ward farther out, like pretty much right here on this line, because this will show you vision of pretty much this whole area right here. I believe this ward does not. No, okay, so this ward does not actually show this part right here. So putting this ward out farther, like over here, will allow you to see more of this area. So that's just a tip if you're ever supporting. Pretty much you need to watch this minion right here. Watch this one. Yep. See, that was a chance that you could have hit her basically for free. This Nami's just like throwing Qs randomly. Alright, so now it's range minions. You need to watch your range minions. Don't, yeah, that's not really a good place to be. Watch your range minions. The time to harass is when she goes for them. So like this minion right here, watch this one. Pretty much stand by this one. If she goes to try to hit this one, you can shoot her for free. Like right now. Yep, that's good. That's good. Same thing with the cannon minion. Cannon minion's huge. Like it's worth a lot of gold. Make them earn that cannon minion. Most melee minions like these, you don't want to worry about it. Because she can just stand back and shoot those. But when it comes to the range minions, same thing for you. You gotta be careful about trying to CS range minions. Because if they're smart, they're gonna harass you when you go for them. Yeah, so you can pretty much, well, I mean, you have more minions than she does, so you can actually try to like deny her this one. But you need to watch these minions. Like this one right here. If she goes for it, yeah. Although right now you haven't been really winning trades because you've just kind of been standing and getting shot at random times, which isn't what you want to ever be doing. It's pretty much knowing when to harass. So never just walk forward and present yourself for harass. Pretty much try to stand by your minion line, pretty much like by your range creeps, and try to deny her the range creeps, especially the cannon minion. Alright, so I'm not sure what the point of this is, or at least the rejuve bead. I'm not sure what the point of this is. Oh no, I see what you're doing. You're getting parts of the Okay, so the problem is that these aren't really that the parts of the Spear of the Elder Lizard aren't really effective except maybe for like the long swords. So getting these three parts is not really as effective as coming back with like another Doran's Blade or like Doran's Blade and some pots. Getting the three parts that make up the Spirit Stone don't really help you that much in lane. Alright, so you missed that minion there. Yep, that's good. Shoot this one, yep. Wait for the tower to hit this one, then you hit it. I think pretty much you're just getting a little over anxious or something whenever minions are at your tower. You need to figure out which minion your minions are shooting and then which minion the tower's shooting. And pretty much be patient with it. Yeah, like you're shooting these minions over here, but you completely miss the fact that all your minions were hitting the minion like there, and so you end up missing that CS. I mean, theoretically, you can always get like all the minions in every wave. That's really risky to just arcane shift forward like that, because if Nami had thrown a key right there, you might have been screwed. I think even going like a Tear of the Goddess instead of these three items would be good, because right now you're starting to run low on mana again. And if you run low on mana, if they come to gank, I mean, you do have a ward, but if they come to gank, you could be screwed. Yeah, you really don't want to miss this cannon minion here. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, you're shooting some of these minions too early. Just be patient with it. That's really what it is. I mean, I know with Ezreal, he's a very spammy champion, especially later game when you get the blue build going. But in laning phase, you always want to be patient. Well, at least when it comes to last hit, you don't want to miss any. And so it's kind of like what I think Double F said once, or no, it's Chowster. That sometimes to to win the game, you don't have to do anything, like anything special. And that really applies here when it comes to CS. Like sometimes you get all the CS, you don't really have to do anything except be patient. So right now you're going back because you're out of mana basically, and that's just mostly because you had bad mana management. Like I would have gotten the tier first. Like MF is 20 CS ahead on you, and that's huge because you've had to go back twice. I don't think she's had to go back once. No, she still has a just a Doran's Blade, so she hasn't had to go back once. You've had to go back twice. That's basically because of bad mana management and just some bad trades. You also have to consider that MF can trade pretty hard early on, and so you have to try to avoid getting situations where you might have unfavorable trades against her. Here you want to focus on the CS, not hitting her. Yeah, pretty much you just need to be more patient with it because the tower was shooting the one minion you missed, and you were shooting other minions. Like don't feel compelled to just clear all the minions from the tower. Be patient with it so you can get all the CS. And again, you're losing the trade here pretty hard because she's got level advantage, and pretty much because just bad positioning on your part. This is a really bad time for Nunu to ward. I would never arcane shift forward like that. Nice, nice. Good pickup. You want to be real careful here. You didn't need to burn barrier there. Like you just be patient with the game. I think you're burning summoners and like just burning arcane shift and whatnot like really fast. And just learn to slow down and oh this could be good. Maybe. No, she's dead. You should really never use W. Okay. So Ezreal's W, if you're going blue build and you're not going AP, it is not It's a huge mana cost on W, and it literally does nothing if you're not going AP. So I wouldn't even get a rank in W until like I had to, till like way later, maybe like level 12 or something, or maybe level 13. Yeah, probably level 13. I would just keep trying to max Q, followed by E, and then get R whenever you can, and get W last, because it's a mana sink and it's not gonna do anything. Okay, so it's good that you're buying wards. I feel like it's a little bit unnecessary right now, because Nunu does have a bunch of wards. I would say around pretty much when laning phase ends, like either when you take their bot tower or they take your bot tower, is when you need to start buying wards to help the team. Although your team's actually doing pretty decently at warding, which I find kind of surprising for bronze, but that's really huge. I don't know if they're going to continue warding after laning phase. I know a lot of bronze players will buy wards for laning phase just so they don't get ganked, and then stop buying them at like the 20-minute mark, and then they start wondering like why they get caught out and stuff. But it's good to get in the habit of buying wards, even if you are the AD carry. But I wouldn't buy it in laning phase if your support is buying wards, because he's still got like 2 wards with him, and he just placed one here. You don't really need dragon warded right now, because you guys are bot lane. Like if you guys for some odd reason are gonna leave bot lane, then yeah, it'd be a good idea to ward dragon. But as long as you guys are bot lane, you should be able to basically know whether they're taking dragon or not. This is kind of a really, I wouldn't go all in like that. Yeah. Pretty much once they got away, I would have just backed off because you lost the trade there basically because you kept trying to go in, even though you guys did enough. I mean, if you had stayed, you'd probably have a lot more health and be able to continue to lane. Because even though you guys tried to go all in and you guys did a considerable amount of damage to them, you guys are the one having to go back right now because you tried to be a little bit greedy and go even farther. Once they get away from the all in, you should know that you're just not gonna do anything to them. And if you keep like going forward, you're gonna get chunked, either by like MF or like their minions or like a combination of both. And after you use your arcane shift on Ezreal, like you don't really have anything after that. Like you don't have an answer. You don't have anything to get away other than like flash. And so you really want to be diligent. Pretty much just like it's the same thing I've been saying all game. You want to be patient. Patient with CS, patient with your skills, patient with your summoners. Alright, one thing if you are auto attacking minions to push the wave, which is good, especially at lower elo, because it forces them to try CS under tower. The thing you gotta do is you gotta figure out which minion your minions are attacking and try not to hit that one too much. Let your minions wear that minion down, and then last hit it as you like wear down the other minions. Pretty much that prevents you from like having weird auto attack times, so that you end up missing CS because you were shooting the same minion that your minions were shooting, and you end up missing it. You guys are still fine. You can still pick up drag. That's good. Um, yeah, definitely good pickup here. My major concern here right now is that MF has a 40 CS lead on you, and that is honestly really huge. This is no, yeah, this is not something you can do. If their support is in lane, um, and your support is not, you cannot be there. Also, she has level advantage on you anyway, so you shouldn't be trying to trade. You guys are ahead in team gold, so I think once laning phase ends and you're able to farm and like catch up, you guys can still easily win this game. Both teams have a pretty decent team fight comp. They're both dive comps, pretty much with Jarvan and Malphite. Pretty much their team fight will consist of Malphite ult, followed by either Nami ult or Misfortune ult, and then Lee Sin for displacement, and then Jace just being Jace. Yours would pretty much be a Jarvan ult followed by Orianna ult, followed by like a Nunu ult, possibly even your ult. So both teams have a lot of like AoE, um, pretty hard engage. I don't feel like you need Arcane Shift there. It's just the same thing I've been saying all game. Just be patient with it. Alright, so Lee Sin just took out your ward here. This should be a pretty clear sign that a gank is coming. Yeah, this is completely wrong. Like, you don't just run up and engage the 2v3 here. When your ward... Wait, he didn't pink your ward. No, never mind. No, but when you see him coming, that doesn't mean like, oh, we're gonna run up and catch him off guard. It turns into a 3v2. If you guys decide to fight there, their bottom lane just follows up and you guys lose. Pretty much, you have to just be careful when you see Lee Sin coming. I thought he pinked it for some odd reason, was taking out your ward. I guess not. You have to remember that she still has level advantage on you. Like, you're being really aggressive here. It's mostly just positioning issues. Like, you were trying to stand way in front of your minions. I mean, when it comes to range minions, um, you just stand by your range minions and then hit them when they go to CS. I mean, this is fine because you have such a massive, like, buildup of your friendly minions that you can be aggressive like this. But if the minion wave was equal, I would have stood pretty much by my range minions and then just like watched to see when she went to go last hit and then just trade then. I feel like that ult was unnecessary in lane. I mean, you're just spending mana, it seems like. That was kind of pointless on MF's part. So both you guys have your ults down. Except it'll hurt MF more than you because of your passive. Or because of your Q, I guess I could say. Alright, so watch what MF is doing here. This is how you last hit under tower. Well, she missed one, but that's what you need to be doing basically. This is also smart on her part. She knows that she doesn't need to back, but she isn't going to come to lane, or she's not going to walk out to lane because it's possible that you two are still here. And so she waited a couple seconds, realized you guys weren't in lane, otherwise like you'd be missing a bunch of CS, and then she went and started last hitting. Okay, you don't need to be throwing W there. In fact, your W is like just kind of pointless on blue Ez. Um, like I said earlier, you don't want to get point in W if you're going like blue Ezreal. At least not until later. MF has pretty much a 50 CS lead on you. That's huge. And even though you guys got Dragon, her massive CS lead is probably one of the reasons why they are so close to catching up. Like, well, I mean, I guess her and Jace are both part of the reason why they're almost equal to you guys in gold, even though you guys are dragging up. That was actually really well played there. That was really close. And if they're smart right now, they would take drag because Nunu's too low to stay here. You actually got out of that really, really well. Okay, I don't know what they're doing. I guess they're just going for like another kill or something. But if I was blue side, I would have taken drag after pretty much ensuring that their one of their guys bot lane had to go back. There's also no reason to burn barrier there. I don't know why you did it. Just same thing. Just be patient. Yeah, I don't feel like you need arcane shift there either. Maybe, I mean, MF was running up, but honestly, you shouldn't be trying to CS this wave um, solo and lane anyway. If your support's not here, just back up and like start CSing near your tower when it's safer. This way you don't have to burn so much mana trying to not get hit and whatnot. Because you're trying to CS pretty much 1v2. This is really risky. Like even though they don't have a ward here, you can't just like can't just come and just do dragon, if that makes sense. I mean it worked out in this case, but um it's still really risky. Also because your jungler wasn't here. Like doing dragon without your jungler being here is very, very risky. And it's good that you guys got dragged though, because you guys are behind in team gold, even with two dragons up. You're a tower behind and kills behind. This fight is just all over the place. Like just so many flashes burned right there. Yeah, so not much there except just being a little bit greedy and trying to chase their support. Even though you know Jace was here, then Nunu overstaying and not getting out and then getting killed. I guess one thing I've always been curious of is why you don't come to lane with pots. Because pots are sustain. Like you might have lifesteal quints and whatnot, but health potions do help you stay in lane. And it's good that you're buying wards, but I would also get like pots or something. There's nothing wrong with coming to lane with health potions so you can sustain and farm better. Because the number of times you've gone back compared to the number of times MF has gone back is large is like 4 or 5 times. Like you've gone back and MF has not gone back. That's why she has the pretty much almost 60 CS lead right now. Nasus has actually been doing a decent job of keeping up in CS with Jace. Um, Actually, no, he's against Malphite. Yeah, so he's been doing a great job of CSing. But Jace has just been wrecking mid, at least in terms of creep score. In terms of build, I'm not really a fan of Spirit of the Elder Lizard anymore on Ezreal, simply because it is a cost-efficient item, but it's I forget the gold cost, but it sets you behind. I think it's like 2,000 or something. It definitely sets you behind. I would rather rush. If I were you, I would go tier into either Manamune or straight into Iceborne Gauntlet. Because Elder Lizard, I mean, I guess the passive is nice and the cooldown reduction is nice, but you can either go. I mean, there's just better like options. If you're ahead, you can go into a Bloodthirster first, then pick up a tier, then go into Iceborne. If you're behind and you can go into tier into Manamune and then an Iceborne, or like tier into. Yeah, I would go tier into Manamune and Iceborne, I think. You just don't want to fall off because if you're behind, after you pick up tier, you're gonna need damage. So it's good to definitely finish the Manamune before trying to go for Iceborne. Iceborne is pretty much just for the proc, um, the slow to allow you to kite, but you actually need to have damage. So this is where I would have put that ward to use. I would have warded dragon or something, or maybe this, because you don't know. I mean, Jace is obviously in base, but there could be, if MF and someone else had come down, you could be screwed. And you definitely do need to take this tower to even out the towers. So it's good that you pushed bottom lane, but I would have put that ward either at drag because it's up and not warded, or like at try or something. Probably not try. I probably would have put it somewhere over here so I can see him coming down. But you definitely need to ward if you're gonna push like that. Because even if their whole team is like up here, definitely ward because that's a safe time to place a ward. And vision is always really good. Like if you had warded here, you would see them coming down to drag right now. And even though they threw a pink, you know they're doing drag. Or at least like your team would know that. And I don't know whether your team would act on it or not, but at least you would know drag is gone. You definitely did not need a barrier there. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you're basically trying to get out and back. You could have just eaten the hit and then gotten out and then backed or done something. Like you have lifesteal coins, you could have just eaten the hit, came here, and then just lifestealed off these creeps. Or off these wraiths. Which is what you're doing right now anyway. So like the barrier was completely kinda like wasted. Their team coordination is not very good, but neither is yours. Like the ults are just kinda like happening at somewhat random times. Alright, so you guys have taken out, yeah, you guys should win this fight because J4 played really well there and focused their MF. And now that she's dead, you guys essentially win the fight since they didn't have focus on you. I think Malphite ulted already and hit like 2 tanks or something. Oh, this is so greedy. I mean, I guess it worked out, but yeah, no, that was actually fine, I guess. I mean, Nami can't actually hold the tower against 3. It's just that if she saved her bubble, instead of just using it so quickly, if you guys had gotten aggressive there, she could have bubbled and then maybe killed one of you because of the tower. But that was fine. That was completely fine play because she used her bubble already, and you guys realized you had 3, and you guys went and punished her for trying to stay. You guys definitely need a ward on Baron. I mean, at this point, vision is huge. Like, I would have even probably sold the Doran's Blade to make room for a ward, and then like warded Baron or warded something, because you guys don't have vision. I don't think you guys have. Okay, yeah. So your vision is just very small right now, and that's even though you guys are ahead now. This complete lack of vision is just a bad sign. Yeah, no, you guys are fine now because they weren't grouped. Even though they had more vision than you, they definitely did not play well as a team. MF was completely out of position. Yeah, you guys are completely fine now. I should win this fight. You need to be fighting. If you're not focused, I mean, you're standing in the Nunu ult, but remember that ult is, I mean, Nunu's on your team, and so I don't know why you were just kind of running. But if you're not being focused, just like start shooting. Just do damage, basically. Yeah, you guys, I don't think you guys will be able to end, but you guys should be able to take at least one of these towers, or probably both towers. Actually, no, you guys will be able to end. Yeah, I misjudged your damage output on this team. Yeah. Alright, so main things where you just need to be more patient in lane. You missed a lot of CS, like MF still has like a 60 CS lead on you. You missed a bunch because you were um, pretty much just spamming in lane. You ran out of mana constantly and had to back. You chose some weird positions to stand and got out harassed. And you seem to like buy wards early and not buy wards later on when you need them more. Remember that you do have a support, and if he's warding, you don't need to buy. I mean, it's good that you had a ward, but um, the whole point of me saying like you need to buy wards, especially like past 20-minute mark, is because the team generally doesn't ward except for like the support, at least in bronze. Like the only one who's gonna ward like later on is probably the support. And that's exactly what I saw. Like the mid and top, I believe, warded during laning phase, but they stopped warding after like the 20-25 minute mark. And team vision is most important later on, which is why I don't understand why people like stop warding in lower elos uh, outside of laning phase. But yeah, I would have even like sold the Doran's Blade to get a ward and keep our keep the team vision, um, or at least like warded like important spots. This worked out for you guys because they were unorganized and not grouped together. So when you guys caught one mid and just kept pushing, you were able to kill them. But if they were grouped and like camping your jungle or something, because they did have like all this stuff over here warded, if if they had grouped there and caught one of you guys, it could have been a completely different story. So pretty much just be more patient in lane, try to get all the last hits, don't spam mana so much. Um, you don't need to buy as many wards early on if your support's warding. Definitely buy wards later on. Um, I mean, it's not bad to hold on to the Dorans, but it's the wards are more important later on, so I would have sold it. And overall, good game, well played. You guys were able to pull out the victory.